Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before I get started with this lesson, I would like to give all praise to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Ha, Rakak, Wadash, Ma'amat. Definitely want to give double honors to the apostles of GMS and their elders. Definitely want to give double honors to my elder, Aharwam, Banyasa of the Lions Den Camp, located in Jacksonville, Florida. Shalom to the men, women, and children that believe in the insincerity and in truth. Shalom. All right, today's lesson is going to be going over pestilence, and how today, how we should be trusting into Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and be abiding under His shadow. All right, this is Psalms 91:1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord Yahweh, He is my refuge and my fortress, my power, my God. In Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snares of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and thy buckler and bucklers. It's like so. Yes, and during these times, all right, our mindset should be strictly on Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and relying on Him and putting our full faith and trust into Him, understanding the prophecies, understanding what's coming, understanding that it's a lot, coming our way during Jacob's trouble, the pestilence, the famine, um, but we have a deliverance out of all of this, man, as long as we abide under His shadow, all right, understanding the prophecies, understanding that He has a way out of all of this, all right, understanding that there are going to be snares and traps laid out before the elect, but the elect is not foolish to fall into these traps, all right, only the 2/3, all right, but the hopeful elect won't fall victim to these snares and traps, into the pestilence, into the famine, into the ICBM missiles during World War III, during the destruction. All right, we have a way out of this as long as we abide under the shadow of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, trusting on Him and not running to Egypt when the MOTB is being fully manifested, trusting into Him to understand that He will feed us in that time, that He will guide us through. All right. It says, verse 4, He shall cover thee with His feathers. Right, going into being covered with His feathers, meaning His feathers going into the chariots, man, going into Yahweh Shai and those and His legion of angels during that day of destruction, coming to get us, coming to you know deliver us from this destruction. All right. And before the destruction, before the ICBMs hit, they also will be there to cover us and guide us, all right, to get us through those hard times of pestilence and famine, all right, feeding us and guiding us to where we need to go and what we need to do. All right. Verse 5, Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that fly by day. Right, we're not going to be afraid of martial law, pestilence, and famine, the MOTB, and the destruction that's coming via ICBMs. Right? We're not afraid of those. Right? We understand that we have a way through. We have salvation. We have a power that's going to protect us and guide us in those times. Right? Nor for the pestilence, verse 6, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Right? It's not going to come near us, man. Right? The destruction of World War III, the ICBM, nuclear destruction. Right? The pestilence before the destruction, which is all the diseases and viruses that's being manifested upon the earth now today. All right. Matter of fact, let's grab something. All right, this is a news article from Sun Sentinel. Wear your bug spray. Health officials warn 5 different mosquito-borne diseases have infected Floridians. The risk for infection from a mosquito bite is higher than usual in Florida now, with cases of 5 different mosquito-borne diseases identified in the state. Experts say the hot, humid, rainy weather and an uptick in summer travel have put health officials on the offensive as they try to control the spread of mosquito-borne diseases being reported among Florida residents. Right, so if you're not familiar with what Bill Gates did a couple years ago during the lockdowns and what he did with the mosquitoes, when he released all those male mosquitoes, I really don't want to pull it up because I know they'll probably flag my video for it, but you can research it for yourself. Um, but what he did as far as releasing all those, and it's crazy because he released 144,000 male mosquitoes, right? But I recommend going into it to research a little bit. But these are genetically modified mosquitoes, right? And it was all really to allegedly, right, was released to the the truth in behind it allegedly. I don't even know how I said it, but allegedly behind it, by him releasing those, it was really meant to kill off the population control, should I say? Excuse me for my wording, but population control. All right. While they put out articles saying that this was the mosquito released by Bill Gates was to basically, um, you know, get rid of the malaria, malaria. All right, that was being spread at that time. But when you go into the research of it, you'll see that it really was, you know, these was mRNA mosquitoes, genetically modified mosquitoes, or altered mosquitoes, should I say? But anyway, just look into it. But again, what the whole situation behind our government and the elite, as far as what they try to do as far as population control, the elect is not going to be ignorant to their devices, man. So, um, but the point of this article, this video today is basically to be aware um, of the pestilence that's being brought forth. All right. As the article was just saying, there's 5 different diseases just and being reported in the state of Florida just via mosquitoes. All right. These are the pestilence of the Lord, man. That Yahweh Shemi Shai is releasing. Rather, he's doing that through the um, the elites, the wicked, or rather, he's doing it himself. Just releasing these viruses. All right. But it's all the will of Yahweh Shemi Shai to bring forth the judgment day, man. All right, because in the end times there will be let's just grab it. It's Matthew 24:4, and Yahweh Shai, all right, because that's the true name of our King and our big brother, all right, the true name of the only begotten Son, all right, and Yahweh Shai answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. All right, so take heed that no man deceives you, not Bill Gates, not the elites, not the governments. All right. Put your trust and faith under the shadow of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Verse 5. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. Right? Because too many people have come out and claim to be the Lord, or be the anointed one, or be some type of savior. Right? But they have deceived many. Right? Look at Yahweh ben Yahweh. Right? That's just one example. Right? Deceiving many. Right? Verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, right, as we see today, right, World War III being manifested, all these proxy wars, right, it says, see that ye be not troubled, right, be not troubled during these times, right, why, because we were just reading in Psalms 91, we'll go back to it, right, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet, right? So the end is not yet, right? We're in the beginning of all these sorrows, all these pestilence, all these diseases, um, civil wars and martial law. All of this stuff is in the midst, right? All of this stuff is being slowly manifested, right? But the end is right around the corner, but it's not yet. So we're not to be afraid, because we know all of this stuff must come to pass. All right, it has to come to pass. All right, for like it says, verse 6, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, as we see today, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, right? And we see how the economy, especially here in America, economy across the world, but especially here in America, how bad the economy is getting, right? And how when you look at the shelves in the marketplaces, right, how you're receiving less for more money. Right, eventually, just like during the lockdowns, you see what happened with the bread and with TP toilet paper. Right, it's we our, this country is not ready for war. It's not ready for another um, lockdown. Right, we are technically a third world country without people even realizing it. Right, but this nation is falling, and as we see, nation against nation is occurring and it's happening. Right, these famines are manifesting, and pestilence. Right, it says, and there shall be famines and pestilences. Right, and these pestilences goes into those diseases and those viruses. All right, it's another lockdown coming, man. All right, and it's going to probably be based off of this mpox. All right, on the monkeypox, and then within that we have a whole bunch of other diseases that's being manifested right here in America as we speak. Um, I believe the mpox was just located. I think 10 people, if I'm not mistaken, 10 people just was infected in Texas. You have all these diseases that these mosquitoes are releasing here in Florida. I mean, it's a lot going on. All right, but we have to be prepared spiritually, right, with the mindset of Yahweh Shai. All right, being in that same like spirit. All right, because without that covering, right, you will fall victim to this pestilence and this destruction. All right, it says, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All right, so in diverse places, there's going to be earthquakes, as we have did articles and lessons on that as well. All right, different earthquakes happening across the world that usually don't have earthquakes, and how frequently more earthquakes have been occurring. All right, all of this is leading up to the day of judgment. Right, verse 8, all these are the beginning of sorrows, right? So the stuff that you're seeing now is the beginning of the sorrows, man. All right. Verse 9, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, right? And shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And when that's going to happen, right? When they start mandating this MOTB, right, which is a micro CHIP that will be implanted into the skin, and without it, you won't be able to buy or sell. Right, you won't be able to maintain in society. Right, and the people that abide under the shadow of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai will not fall victim to the pest. I mean, to that particular to that particular sin, because it's a sin once you take it. All right. Once you take it, it's a sin. All right. So the elect won't fall victim to that, man. The elect will know to abide under the shadow of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, to trust in the covering of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right. But in those days, we will be hated. Even a lot of us that don't take the MOTB will be faced with the guillotine. All right. And a lot of us that won't take the MOTB will be persecuted by these nations, right? Or by your nation, or your what America should I say? All right, not by your nation, but by the place where you stay, by the government that you live under. All right, under this system. All right, so and it just goes further and deeper into what's going to happen during those times. All right, verse 10, and then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many, and be and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, right? Because in those days, man, it's going to be straight chaotic, right? No, Nobody that's abiding under the ones that are not abiding under the shadow of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua are going to be running around here like chickens with their heads cut off, just trying to survive, going against their neighbors, stealing and killing their neighbors for their resources, right? Even with people, even dealing with the MOTB, for those who, when they receive it, right, they're going to be, it's just going to kind of be just like January 6th. All right, well, these people it's going to be nothing but chaotic wars against each other, civil wars, and people going around, uh, oh, you was able to buy bread today with your MOTV. It's just going to be crazy stuff going on, man. I would bring up more scenarios and go deep into it, but, it's just, in that day, it's just going to be a lot of chaos, man. Right? But verse 13, all right, because the love of many will wax cold, man. It's waxing cold now, all right. But in those days when it really when the heat really cranks up, all right, it's gonna be every man for themselves out here in these streets, man. And that's the way the society is gonna be running until salvation comes, all right. Until Yahweh Bashem Yahushua comes to gather his elect. Right? That's why it says verse 13, but he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. And the gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. As you see, that's happening now with the elect going out on the highways and byways, pushing this truth. Man. Right? We have camps set up everywhere across the world. Right? But we have to endure this until the end and abide under the shadow of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Right? Back at Psalms 91. And verse 6, nor the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. All right, so we're not going to be afraid in these times, man. All right, during the time of pestilence and all these viruses coming amongst our people, and all the destruction and civil war that's going to be coming up against our people, and then the mandatory MOTB that will be mandatory, right? We're not going to be afraid of none of those things in that day because we're abiding under the shadow of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, trusting in Him to guide us through this, all right, and to keep us safe. Verse 7, 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh to thee, right? Because we're protected under that covering of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, understanding the prophecies, understanding how to walk in His truth, understanding how to walk in the last days, all right? Witnessing thousands fall, all right next to us, witnessing our people, our loved ones, even our families, right, our close families, our loved ones, man, dropping dead for the lack of nutrients and the lack of faith that they had in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, right, trusting into Egypt and running into Egypt for help, right, receiving those different jump shots, receiving those different I'm just say jump shots, man. Just leave it at that. Thinking these things will help suffice and help, keep you from getting sick. When actuality is really destroying and killing your body. Them trying to change or alter your body. All right. It says, verse 8, only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. Right? Because in those times we'll be delivered up into those chariots. Right, witnessing the destruction and the downfall of the 2/3 and the heathen and the wicked, right? Um, you know, being delivered from that pestilence and the diseases, the famine, being delivered from the ICBMs and the destruction of World War III, right? Because thou hast made, verse 9, the Lord Yahweh, which is my refuge, right? Because we made Him our refuge, right? Calling on His proper true names, all right? Doing the work, right? Understanding the prophecies, living in the spirit, right? Of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, trusting in Him and not walking in the flesh, but walking in the Spirit, trying to follow the laws, statutes, commandments to the best of your ability while we're in this wicked kingdom. All right, because Thou hast made the Lord Yahweh, which is my refuge, even the Most High, Thy habitation. Right, we made Him our habitation. That's why our spirit dwells with Him, right, in spirit and in truth. Right, not spiritually dwelling in the world, walking to and fro, but walking with the devil, with Satan. All right, but actually walking in the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, being rooted into that. And all right, there shall no evil. All right, there shall no evil. Right, verse 10, there shall no evil befall thee. Right, when you have your full faith and trust into Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and you walk in that path. All right, being part of those first fruits, being made part of those first fruits. All right, once you be made whole, all right, no evil shall befall thee. All right, and you will be delivered. You will be made perfect. All right, but you also have to be part of the elect. Your name had to been written since the beginning. All right, being part of that being part of that number since the beginning of time. All right, it's the same number that the Heavenly Father gave to Yahweh Shai. All right, that hope for elect. It says, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. Right, even the plagues, right, won't come to thee. Right, because you're covered, right, under Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Right, for He shall give His angels charge over thee. Right, and leading thee. Right, keeping thee from falling into these snares and these traps. Right, it says, for He shall give His angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. Right, to keep thee in all thy ways, to keep you from making the wrong turn, making the wrong decision. Right, keep you in all thy ways, and keep you in that straight and narrow, right, path of righteousness. Right, that's that covering, man. All right, they shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. All right, thou shalt tread upon the lion and adder, the young lion, and the dragon shalt thou trample under feet. Because he hath set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name. Right? See how important his name is. Right? See how important that is to know and to know him, to be able to worship him properly. Right? So to be made perfect. Right? To be able to tread amongst tread amongst the lions and the dragons. All right, being made perfect, to come down and gather them out of the mountains. All right, and at this time, right, being strong enough to walk circumspectly in this truth, being strong enough to walk without um, fear in this truth, understanding that nothing can hurt us in this truth, man. Right, to spare our enemies, to even give them drink, right, because that's when they're thirsty, because that's just we do good to evil, right? So if something evil happens to us, we still give it good in return, because those fires will be cast upon his own head. Right? That wickedness will come across his own head. We do not render evil for evil. Right? We give, if something evil happens to us, we give it good. Right? Meaning if something comes your way and it's wickedness and it's evil, right? We either walk away, or we try not to go, down that fleshly route with that person, right? We just keep it spiritual, right? When we see them hurting in need, right, we help them, right? Understanding that all of these good deeds, right, will come upon their own head, right? We don't render evil for evil; we render good for evil, right? But that's the mindset we have to have today, right? Understanding that they have no power over us; they cannot hurt us, right? Do not my prophets no harm. Right, roughly paraphrasing. Hurt not my prophets, neither do them no harm. Right, roughly paraphrasing. I know I chopped that up a little bit. But verse 14. Because he have set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him, right? The ones who truly love and worship Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, right? He would deliver those in that day, right? And then he would keep us covered until that time of deliverance, right? It says, I will set him on high, right? Being made perfect because he have known my name. He shall call upon me and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble, right? During Jacob's trouble, during the beginning of sorrows, right? During all these troubling times, he will answer us, he will guide us, he will cover us, right? It says, I will deliver him, right, and honor him, right, being made perfect, right, receiving those new bodies, being crowned by Yahweh Shah, right, being in those white, beautiful, pure, um, glittering garments, right, and those glittering and receiving my own glittering chariot as well, right. You know what I said? We're gonna be riding in style, man. Yahweh Ratha. Right. That's verse 16. With long life will I satisfy him, being made perfect, man, everlasting, immortal, and show him my salvation. Right. So we're not to be afraid in during the times of pestilence, man, with all these diseases and pestilence that's coming upon the earth, man. Right. We to understand that we trust in and rely on Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, right, to get us through these things, man. Right. Just like these five plagues that's coming, that's here in Florida, coming through via mosquitoes. Right. Back to the article. It says already this year, at least 7 people in Florida have been. I hate when this thing do that. Already this year, at least 7 people in Florida have been bitten by a mosquito carrying West Nile virus. In addition, the newest mosquito-borne disease to the reach Florida is oropochi. Let me get that. Mhm. Oh my gosh, I don't know why this phone tripping. But it's a virus that has proved deadly in South America. So like it arrived in Florida via travelers to Cuba. So far, 30 travel associated oropochi, oropo, uh, oropo ochi. Uh, I bet I'll be able to get it on this one. Let's see, it's like in 1 second. There you go. So it's a fever, is a ropo ochi fever. And I know I'm botching that word up, but fever is a tropical viral infection which can infect humans. It is transmitted by biting midges and mosquitoes. I don't know what that is. Biting midges. That's almost like nets and stuff from a natural reservoir which includes sloths, non-human primates, and birds. Right. So it says, so 30 travelers associated with this fever cases have been reported in Florida, including 10 in the last week. It says other mosquito-borne disease reported in Florida in 2024 are dengue, chikungunya, chikungunya fever, and malaria. Symptoms range from fever and chills to brain inflammations. We have been treating mosquitoes aggressively, working 24/7 over the last few weeks, said Anton, the director of Broward County's mosquitoes control. That's not too far from here, I don't think. Workers regularly check traps set throughout the county for adult mosquitoes and examine water sources for signs of larvae to eliminate mosquitoes before they mature. Broward is now using a drone to spray for mosquitoes in hard to reach places. All right. I want to just jump down to the point. It says Raha said these mosquito-borne diseases cannot be transmitted through person-to-person contact, only through a bite. If someone is bitten abroad and a Florida mosquito bites that person, that disease can spread locally. Raha said it also is possible that disease-carrying mosquitoes are coming into Florida through freight from other countries. These are the mosquito-borne viruses seen in Florida this year and have to protect yourselves from them. West Nile virus, right? Most people should know about the West Nile. Oropochi, right? Um, Chikungunya Chikungunya fever, however you say that, and dengue, right? Which is another virus, right? And malaria. All right, these are the five, right, that's being spread in Florida. I was gonna go through all five diseases, but you can kind of just look those up on your own if you want, and what the symptoms are. But most of them goes into heavy fever, um, and can lead up to death as well. You know, we already know about the West Nile virus. All right, this West Nile virus says already this year, at least 7 people in Florida have been bitten by the mosquito carrying the same disease as the one that recently sent Dr. Anthony Fauci to the hospital for nearly a week. Fauci is the former director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease and served as a lead member of the White House C-19 response team. According to the latest data, see that was a judgment from the Y'all Bashim Y'all Shot. Latest data from the Centers from Disease Control and Prevention, Florida, 7 cases and counted among the 289 human cases of West Nile reported in 33 states this year. The CDC reported that 142 patients had brain inflammation from the virus, right? That's wild, man. So West Nile virus is the most common mosquito-borne illness in the country and leads to peak in August and September. Florida is a hotbed for the mosquitoes that carry West Nile. There is no specific treatment or vaccine for West Nile. Use common repellents such as DEET and picardidin to protect yourself from these mosquitoes. I know what DEET is. That's in most bug spray. All right. But yeah, it just goes into the rest of the like the slough fever, right? It says at least 30 travelers to Cuba have returned to Florida with Oropochi. That almost sounds like a Naruto character, man. But anyway, 10 of them in the last week. Oro, I don't know why it's just like Orochimaru just keep popping in my head. Just think about that word. But anyway, for you anime fans. But anyway, also known as slough fever, is spread to people by small flies known as Magi's or midges, right? And some mosquitoes, I thought they was like nets, but they're small, like small, super small flies. And I think I know it. Matter of fact, let's look it up. Let's see a picture. See, they got a picture of them. I think I know what they look like, but midge. Okay, so midges. Right, and that's what I thought. So this is it's like a blurry ass picture though. Okay, there you go. Yeah, but basically, I think I've seen a bunch of these around before, especially when you're out playing like football and stuff like that. They be out in the grass a lot. And that's good enough. All right, so flies known as midges, and some mosquito species. If an infected person who travel gets bitten again in Florida, the virus can spread locally. Right? And then um, the chikungunya, the chikungunya fever. Five Floridians who traveled to Brazil this year have returned with chikungunya, kungunya, chikungunya. Right, fever symptoms include the sudden onset of a high fever, severe joint pain in the hand and feet, joint swelling, and muscle pains. So far, all the cases are travel-related symptoms. Right, tend to appear about 4 to 8 days after an infected mosquito bite. Most people recover fully. Right, dengue, dingy. Let's get it. Dengue. Right, a viral disease of the tropics, right, transmitted by mosquitoes. Right, sudden fever and acute pains in the joints. And then you have malaria. To know, most people know about that one. Malaria can be a life-threatening disease spread through the bite of an infected mosquito. 38 cases of the virus have been reported in Florida this year. And right, so if you go into the research of Bill Gates and what the mosquitoes he released to basically counteract the malaria, I think he did that 2 years ago. You'll see more research about what he did to those genetically modified adult male mosquitoes that he released in Florida. All right. But again, I don't want to say too much on that because that's just bring trouble to my page. All right, so Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Just wanting to go into how it's more pestilence and that's coming upon the earth. And again, this is still the beginning of sorrows, but at the same time, it's just more prophecy being fulfilled, man. You got the mpox, you got the C19s, and their different mutations, all these different mosquito viruses and diseases that's coming. Just a lot of pestilence, man, to be aware of and to understand that the only way through this, right, is to not run to your government to allow them to um, hit you with the injections, right? Uh, those jump shots, right? But to allow Yahweh Bashim Yahushua to keep you covered and to protect you in those times. All right, there's plenty of ways and stuff that you can research to keep um, certain things away from you. All right, matter of fact, um, here's one article before I end it. All right, 24 smells mosquitoes can't stand. All right, to keep you somewhat protected. All right, we still keep our faith and trust into Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, but we can do little things to keep ourselves and our families protect as well. But this is all through the knowledge of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, because all the herbs on the earth that He has given to us, man, that He has left here for us, helps us through any situation that we need, for one. And then for two, when He blesses you with that wisdom, knowledge, understanding, right? we're to use it and help, to help ourselves, right? Still understanding that it's all in His hands. That even if you use herbs, you can still get sick if you're not covered under Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So you still have to be covered under Him, ultimately to be fully protected. All right, but you can do small things at home to keep you and your family protected as well. Different smells that they hate. All right, so they got peppermint. Oh, I just missed one. Peppermint, so on and so on. Citronola, Nella. All right, it's like a citrus oil. Basil. All right, garlic, lemon balm, right, lavender, and it's so crazy because most of them guys are not camps, man. Like Amawan, Arakar, different other brothers, the elder. We all use different oils, man. Right? Most of our oils either have lavender in it. Um, we use the garlic to keep ourselves from getting sick. Um, some of them use basil, different peppermints. Not different peppermint. We use peppermints, peppermint oils. Right? All of these stuff, that we put in our hair originally, right? And put in beards, to help our beards grow and help our hair grow, and just you know, use natural oils instead of these chemical-based products that the government pushes out. Right? That really kills off the healthy parts in your body. All right, catnip. That's why there ain't no catnip. Reflects mosquitoes. Marigold. Um, so on and so on. Rosemary. We use for rosemary a lot. Eucalyptus, lemon, eucalyptus. Matter of fact, in my oil, I have that in my oil right now. Neem. So on and so on, man. Coffee. You use coffee grinds, cedar. Um, I don't know if you ever really been around cedar too much. Cedar is a very beautiful and very powerful smelling plant, man. It's and when you're around the cedar tree, you don't even have to see it, but you'll smell it. Right? And they just have more and more. You just go on, you smoke, of course, burning wood, little bonfires, stuff like that. Right? Cinnamon, just basic thyme, basic stuff that you can find around your house, basic food stores, mint, right? Bee balm, sage, right? Grapefruits, just different things you can use to keep, you know, keep these mosquitoes, from around you. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Just a little information as far as, different pestilence that's coming, and how to prevent yourself from being infected by these. Is really, putting your trust and faith into Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, understanding that without being abiding under His shadow, right? There's no covering. There's no protection. There's no deliverance. Right. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Yah Ratazah. Shalom to the elect and DTA to the wicked.